For those of you used to AutoCAD 2009, when you first install AutoCAD 2010, you will notice something about the Home tab and the Utilities panel here. I'm going to pin open the Utilities panel, and you'll notice on the Utilities panel there are no zoom commands anymore. You have Point Style, you have ID Point, you also have Quick Calc, you also have Select All, you also have Quick Select, and also your Measure tools like distance, area and radius. But there's no zoom commands anymore. They're not there anymore. Where have they gone? Well, let me just unpin the Utilities panel there, and we're going to go to the View tab. Now, when you think about it, you're viewing the drawing, so your zoom commands should be on your View tab, in my personal opinion. And I think Autodesk have made the right decision here, because you now have all of your view tools, including your Navigate panel here, available to you on the View tab. Now, the Navigate panel is why we're here in the View tab. You'll notice in the Navigate panel here we have Pan. If I click on Pan, it's just like holding down the wheel on the mouse. If I hold down the left-hand mouse button, though, after I've selected it and move around, you can see I can pan in the drawing. I can also right-click and bring up the shortcut menu to come out of Pan, and you'll notice I've got Real-Time Zoom and 3D Orbit, Zoom Window, Zoom Original and Zoom Extents built into that shortcut menu. I'm just going to exit Pan to go back to the Navigate panel. Now, if I was working in 3D, I've also got the Orbit tools here on the Navigate panel. So if I click on the down arrow, I've got the option of Orbit, Free Orbit and also Continuous Orbit. This first orbit here is what used to be classed as a constrained orbit. If I click on it, I get this weird little icon appear instead of my crosshairs. What that's telling me is I can now work in a 3D environment and orbit around in the drawing. Notice my X, Y and Z have gone to the 3D UCS down here. The green, the blue and the red. If I hold down the left-hand mouse button now and move around in any direction, if I go up and down now, you can see that I move in the Z direction. Can you see that? The blue arrow going up and down there? And if I move left and right, I'm rotating around the Z axis. So you can see it's definitely a flat 2D drawing that we're working with. Now I can right click there and exit on the shortcut menu, and you think to yourself, okay, how do I get back to my flat 2D drawing? What you do is you use the Views panel here, click on the down arrow here for the views and select your top view, because your top view, if you're working in 3D, is in the Y and the X axis there. So as you can see, you're now back to your flat 2D view if you use the top view. So you can see there the Navigate panel is extremely useful, not only in a 2D environment, but in a 3D environment as well. And for those of you wondering where all your zoom tools have gone, they're here on the Navigate panel. There's all our zoom commands that were very familiar to us in AutoCAD 2009 and also on the zoom toolbar in previous versions of AutoCAD. So as you can see there, they're all on the Navigate panel on the View tab now. So I'm just going to do a zoom extents there to get my drawing zoomed to the extent. So I'm zooming to the extents of my visible objects. So as you can see now, your zoom tools, your orbit tools and your pan command are now on the Navigate panel on the View tab in AutoCAD 2010.